Hey everyone, Hayley Wiese here from Ikigai Oils. Thanks for joining me on this webinar, and I have John Overbeek here, and he is so graciously giving us some of his time. John, welcome.
Thank you, Hayley. Lovely to be here.
Lovely to connect with you again. John and I had some time together at Leadership in Perth only a couple of weeks ago, and I thought it would be a great opportunity to spend a little bit more time getting to know him and sharing that knowledge with you guys. So, John, just to let everyone else know, where are you? What's your rank? What's your team size? All that kind of stuff. How did you start? All that kind of thing.
My goodness, one question or 10 questions? No, we've been involved with doTERRA since February 2010. We've been involved now in 8 years.
Wow.
And it's been quite a journey. We achieved Blue Diamond a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And have been very privileged to hold that rank. We're working very hard towards presidential, and probably achieve that over the next 12 months or so.
That's fantastic. And so you're based in Melbourne?
Yes, we're based in Melbourne. My wife and I, Paula, and myself.
Lovely. And so your upline, is it directly into America then?
Yeah, we're sponsored by Chris Overton and Mark Ewan, and have the leadership right to Elise and Patrick Shedovy, which ultimately stems from Teresa and Justin. Yeah,
fantastic, awesome. Some good bloodline through your tree.
We have a whole list of diamonds, blue diamonds, and presidential diamonds within those rankings.
You absolutely do. So
fabulous support team.
Absolutely, yeah. So I guess the one thing I resonated from our conversation at Leadership was we had a diamond breakout on the second morning, and you talked about knowing the unknowing. So you were talking about, could you explain that a little bit more?
Okay, so what I was sharing in the diamond breakout is the basics of the world of knowledge, and the appreciation of how people get stuck in their journey. Everybody has stuff. We all have things that we have baggage, and the world of knowledge is a paradigm. It's a thought process that we go through, and the sharing of that is ultimately to show people how they can break through those moments and work on their own. The stuff that we call it that holds them back from their own success.
Yeah.
So the world of knowledge begins with comfort zone, of what we know that we know, and the directness of how we're brought up through peers, parents, colleagues, and things that we work through specifically that we feel comfortable with. It's our own security. The world of network is never built in those areas. As they say, success never comes from our own comfort zone of what we're already taught. So it's a set of success skills that we develop as we learn from the unknown. The opposite is exactly true, that what we don't know, but we feel comfortable that we don't know that. So as an example, I personally don't know how to speak Japanese, but I feel comfortable not knowing how to speak Japanese.
Yeah.
It doesn't sort of alter my methods, my day, my weekly routine. And so there are things we feel comfortable with, that we don't have to utilize on a regular base. So outside those moments, we have traditional courses of what we call designed learning, and those particular moments are learning about getting better in gaining further knowledge in your own world, and moving from day to day, week to week, and running traditional course. Now, outside those developments, we have what we call the unknown. It's not knowing what we not know, and those moments are just outside our world, in the direct moment. So there are things happening within the world, and we appreciate a little bit about what goes on around us. Sometimes good, sometimes not so good. But the world of network is built within those regions and within that paradigm and that change of process. And as I can give you an analogy in relation to that, and what that means is, if you want to learn about being a black belt in karate, you can read all about it, but it doesn't make you a success in relation to that. Yeah. So there's a designed learning process of understanding how a black belt becomes a black belt. Now, in the non-designed learning aspect, it's actually learning the processes of being a black belt from someone who's already achieved being a black belt. So the idea of success in networking is ultimately learning from somebody who's done it before you, who's created success within that industry.
Yeah.
That's part of learning about the moment of non-design learning. It's really a design course, if you like, to appreciate people who've created success before us and created the path, the journey, following them, and knowing that no two stories are the same, because networking is a people business, and appreciating that everybody is different, and the way that they share, the way that they communicate. We take the acronym of the middle of success with the 2 C's, and learning how to communicate, learning how to run classes, and the importance of that.
Yeah.
That you can take 5 minutes to learn, but 30 years to master. And inevitably, as you go through the process, specifically with doTERRA, as we go through and we run classes simply, and the importance of sharing, running a class in utilizing the Empower Kit. And people will join specifically because of who we are. They don't join doTERRA, they join us and seek the value in what we have to offer. And if we're on a fast train to success, inevitably people want to join that success.
Yeah.
And so that's realistically the in the unknown aspect of the paradigm is gaining knowledge of somebody else's success, that maybe it might work for you. So you take on those principles, learning about those principles, and specifically trying to duplicate those principles, and inevitably then ranking towards going through the process of elite, premier, silver, and ultimately to leadership of diamond and beyond.
Yeah. So is there any, because I remember also a similar analogy where, like, someone, say you're driving from Sydney to Perth, and there's people that have driven that road before, and maybe it's not the highways, maybe it's like these goat tracks and things with no signs. So it's basically like, okay, I want to go on this venture from Sydney to Perth too, but I have no idea where I'm going. So what would you do? You would call a person that's already traveled that road. Just like, okay, I'm at like a fork here. Do I turn left? Do I turn right? I don't know. Everyone can get there lots of different ways, but there's highways, there's back roads, there's all sorts of things. So it just depends on how easy you want to make it on yourself, and if you want to take advice from people who have already done that trip multiple times, maybe even, or helped others to do it as well. So it makes complete sense, really.
Well, the fact remains that there's not a lot of diamonds in the world. Let's say we're approaching 5 million members, and there's probably 1,000 who've achieved diamond, and really 500 who work it.
Yeah.
And when you look at those statistics, you've got 1 in 5,000 that really achieves those types of ranks. And of course, they create the income as well as the success of the rank. And doTERRA, the company, really love that, but look at it successfully that you won't achieve that specifically with what you already know. There's a set of skills of networking. There's a set of skills to understand how doTERRA works as a company, sharing the product. It takes a little bit of education, and then ultimately the compensation plan. There are a few people who really understand it. It is very complex, and then just going through the motions and making the same mistakes. Well, we don't have mistakes. It's lessons that we learn as we go on our journey and approach it that way.
Yeah, so true. Because what you found, is there actually, just what I'd ask, is there a piece of advice that you didn't take and you wish that you did?
No, not really. I come from a background of networking, so I appreciate the actual skills that are. It's not necessarily learning as you go, but the set of skills that you develop by being in the industry is ultimately communicating with people. If you can communicate with people, you can develop a success in any network.
Perfect. Awesome. So what is the best advice that you've received from someone that's kind of stuck with you throughout this journey bit? It could have been an elite or a diamond. What was it?
Well, I'll tell you, that's a really great question. I think it was from David Sterling, the CEO. We bonded early on and really resonated, with the longevity of doTERRA. He said to me, be persistent. I think if there's one word of advice that I can give to someone, it's really, you're not going to create diamondship overnight. It's not going to be a success in 2 months or even 2 years for some people. But if you want to create success for yourself, doTERRA is the vehicle in order to move forward. David Sterling said, with pride, that doTERRA will be here for the longevity. You need to be persistent to work the system of doTERRA to create success for yourself.
Yeah, no, that's so true.
I love that.
And it's persistency in so many areas, because it's not only in obviously the business side of things, but personal growth and those blocks that you keep coming up against. It's even follow-ups, being persistent with people and the systems and processes, because, you know, sometimes people can just get all overwhelmed and get confused. So I think, like you said, you're not the person you are right now than you were when you enrolled, or even like 6 months in, 2 years in, you're constantly learning and changing. So I think when you acknowledge that, it's okay, I don't have to be a diamond now, but if I'm thinking of what would a diamond or blue diamond do in this situation, it's probably a better mindset to have.
Absolutely, yeah, and just be persistent with the attitude of the success of the system.
Yeah. I got a bit. Good song, that one.
My phone goes off 100 times a day, so it's. I apologise.
No, it's okay, it's fine. Well, on closing, because this is wonderful. So I guess, what's your best personal development tool that you could recommend to someone?
Okay, so I really believe in reading. The tools, the books, create self-development, and you know, learning about what you don't know.
Yeah.
The books give you the personal power, the confidence to move forward. My favourite book is Mach 2, With Your Hair On Fire by Richard Brooke. You know, that's my favourite book. I think that since that's been developed and come out, it's allowed people to increase their self-motivation, to get out of their comfort zones, to see something different, that the possibility of creating success within the industry. And I just want to say too that doTERRA is fantastic. It's a great company, and we wouldn't have the success of the longevity without the executives and their knowledge. And their persistence to want to make the company successful. But if you want to create success in the industry, you need to personally grow. You need to grow yourself. It's regardless of the vehicle, regardless of the company.
It's so true, isn't it? I mean, at the end of the day, we have the most amazing gift in the world. It's just us that's going to hold us back, isn't it? We have no other excuses except for our own.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're very lucky. I absolutely love this company. I love the people that it attracts and the people that it meets, and obviously connecting with you and other diamonds and blue diamonds, presidential diamonds. They're going to be coming up through the ranks there's going to be more and more and more. I mean, even in just the 6 months since I've ranked diamond, I think it went from 45 people in the diamond and above in Australia to, I think there's 80 now, just in 6 months.
No, that's the couples, but there's about 46 centres that have qualified at diamond.
Oh, really? Okay, that's good to know. One of a few. Hey,
yeah,
I think
let me tell you, Hayley, we haven't even started yet.
I know. I still pinch myself.
Yeah.
I felt that, especially at leadership this year. I just felt like this is just the beginning. It's so just the beginning.
It's so exciting. We're very grateful for people like yourself who, have come on board and made a difference in their own personal families and worlds. It's people like yourself that see that the possibility of moving forward and creating their own success over the next 12 months, 2 years.
Yeah. And well, obviously we look up, don't we? We look up to people who inspire us, who we learn from. And like you just said, you don't know what you don't know until you know it. So you might as well go out there and ask the questions. So
absolutely.
Thank you so much for your time, John.
Thank you, Hayley. Lovely connecting with you. Thank you for all your love.
Thanks. Take care.
Take care. Bye-bye.